आपतामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भीतिनाशनं द्विषतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् सन्नद्धकवची खड्गी चापबाणधरो युवा गच्छन्ममाग्रतो नित्यं रामपादु सलक्ष्मणः नमः कोदण्डहस्ताय सन्धिकृतशराय च खण्डिताखिलदैत्याय रामाय पन्निवारिणे रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः अग्रदपृष्ठदश्चैव पार्श्वदश्च महाबलो आकर्णपूर्णधन्वानो रक्षेतां रामलक्ष्मणौ मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीयगुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलं सियावर रामचन्द्र की जय पवनसुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। When we talk on a subject which we don't understand, it's called overhead projection. I hope you are not. Namah Shri Shankarananda. That is not Namah Shri Shankarananda. Okay. I went into Panchadashi mode. Namah Shri Tulasidas Sadvarishtaya Dhimate Puridam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamritena Me Dakshine Lakshmano Yasya Vame tu Janakatmaja Purado Marutiryasya Tam Vande Raghunandanam. We'll chant the verse 2.1 onwards, which is after Doha number 1. It is called 2.1, 2, 3, etc. until Doha number 2. Then after Doha number 2, it will become 3.1 onward. Okay? So we are now chanting 2.1. Gurupadarajamrutu manjula anjana nayana amivadriga dosha vibhanjan tehi kari vimala viveka vilochan bharanavu Ramacharita bhavamochan bandhavu pradama mahisura charana moha janita samsaya sabharana Sajana Samaja Sakala Gunagani Karavu Pranama Saprema Subhani Sadhu Charita Subh Charita Kapasu Nirasa Bisata Gunamaya Palajasu Jo Sahi Dukha Parachitra Durava Bandaniya Jahi Jagajas Pava Muda Mangalamaya Santa Samajo Jo Jaga Jangamati Rataraju Hama Bhakti Jan Sura Saridara Sarasahi Brahma Vichara Prachara. how to approach a teacher, a guru, is pointed out here. That's where we stopped, yes. Karavu pranam saprema subhani. Here it is sadhu sangha. It is not one guru or one teacher. Sadhu sangha is satsanga. Sadhunam sangaha. The association with people who have noble virtues and wisdom. And it is said in Bhajagovindam also, satsangatvehi nissangatvam. Only when we have the right company, we know how to detach from the wrong. Otherwise, our habitual tendencies are even sitting in the classroom, looking at the phone and texting alone. That is called nissanga. So, satsangatvehi nissangatvam. And nissanga is leading to what? Nirmohatvam. All that confusion about the priorities of life will become gone. Because we do not know at any given point of time which direction we are going. Moha, like a cloud, a cloudy day, we are not clear about the direction. A flight landing in Delhi airport, completely polluted. So they only depend upon what? Only on the ground control and what they have in front of them. So when in a flight, in the middle of the air, let us say, which direction we are going, how do we know? Can we stop and ask somebody, Arey, kahan ja raha hu? So all that they have is the panel in front of them. And that panel alone can show the direction and ground control. Direction comes from there. In the same way, when we are embarking into this long journey towards our own personal emancipation, very few guides are there. Because when all of them are in delusion, we do not know whom to ask. When everything is cloudy and everybody is deluded, mentally disturbed, they are themselves are not clear, whom do we ask? So, nissangatvehi nirmohatvam. When we detach ourselves from our usual habits of engaging into unnecessary pursuits and petty things, then only our mind becomes clear what should be done. Nirmohatve nischalatattvam. Clarity comes. When the delusion is gone, there is a clarity of vision. As it happened in the case of Arjun, Bhagavan asked this question towards the end, we have seen in 18th chapter. Tava moham gatahava. You have listened to me. Tvava mohaha, your moha is gone or not? Nashto moha smritir labdha. I have my delusions gone and I have regained my understanding clearly. That is called nischala tattvam, clarity. Only when the tattva becomes nischala, unchanging, unmoving, steady, then nischala tattvehi jivan muktihi. One can find oneself free, oneself become devoid of all bondages. Jivan api muktaha eva. Even as he is living in the body, one becomes free. All this is possible only when satsanga. That is why this portion is about mahima of the satsanga. Sadhu, so that is why it says, Bandhavu pratama mahisara charana. May I salute to those Mahatmas who are devatas in the human world. moha janita samsaya sabharana. They are the people who can remove all the doubts that arise out of our confusions. Sujana samaja sakala gunakhani. The association or the sangha of the sadhu alone is considered as the treasure house of all virtues. Sakala gunakhani. Karavu pranam saprema subhani. Therefore, may I salute with love, devotion and humility and speak polite words. Bhagavan Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Only when we approach the teacher, even Bhagavan Krishna had to approach the teacher. And all of them showed the way, even though avatar of the Lord, Sri Rama also went to Vishwamitra to learn. Doesn't he know how to fight? He only showed the tradition. Bhagavan Shankaracharya went to a teacher. So all of them had shown the tradition of how to learn from a teacher. Tadvidhi, come to know that. Pranipadena, pariprashnena, by saluting, by asking questions. Sevaya, by doing seva. Upadekshanti, they will give you the knowledge. Because they are there only for that. Te jnanam upadekshanti. Who? Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Men of knowledge who have seen the absolute truth. But how to approach that is given here. Saprema, pranama, saprema, subhani. Karavu sapranama, saprema, subhani. So, continuing here, next one. Now, see, who are these Mahatmas? What do they do? We are so busy with so many our responsibilities. Some of them are given to us, some of them we have taken, some of them are not necessary, but we still do it. Because we are habituated. We do not know what else to do. Most of us imitate what others do only. But what do these Mahatmas do? It's very beautifully said in Aranyakanda. Gavahi sonahi sada mama leela. All that they engage is Gavahi sunahi sada mama leela. Always engage in singing and listening to Bhagavan's leela only. Instead of watching movies, which will only pollute the mind most of the time, especially news channels, but instead listen to the stories of the Lord. That will make your mind look at the world in spite of what it is as leela of the Lord. Hetu rahita parahita rata sila. Hetu rahita, without any cause, parahita rata sila. They have the great quality of helping others. And helping others with no reason. Ahetuka daya sindhuhu, it is said. They are compassionate without reason. Unreasonably compassionate. See, in our life also, if we have one person who is compassionate to us without expecting anything in return. Yes, Swamiji. Who? Tony, my dog. Nowadays they keep the name of the dogs. What is the dog's name? Raghuveer. And your son's name? Tommy. Just ulta ho gaya. What it is that if we have a person in our life who doesn't expect anything in return, but does the right thing for us, that is the nature of the Mahatmas, Guru. Hetu rahita parahita rata sila. That is what is called Shila. Shila means a good quality. Muni sun sadhun ke gun jete. And these Mahatmas have got such great qualities. Guna, sadhuna seke gunagir. Kahihi nasakagi sarada shruti dete. Even Sharada, Saraswati cannot speak about it because it is so many. Kahi nasaka hi sarada shruti dete. Even the Shruti cannot speak about it because of the number of qualities, virtues that they have. As I said, the treasure house of virtues. Bhagavan Krishna says, Macchitta Madgada Pranaha. Always their mind, Macchittaha, always entered into me. Madgada Pranaha. Their life dedicated to me only. Bodhayanta Parasparam. What do? They enlighten each other. Katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So their engagement in the world is only in remembering the Lord's glory that is within and without, everywhere. No, Swamiji, these are all exaggeration. No, I don't think they will do it. If you want an example of it, look at the young mother. Morning till evening, she will talk about her little boy's Leela and glory only. He's standing, take a picture, Facebook. Today at 2 o'clock. Take another picture. In some houses, we find the huge picture of the same child only. Standing, sitting, lying down. That's your Leela only. So where your love is, you cannot but thinking about it. Macchitta madgata pranaha. Bodhayanta parasparam. Where the love for the Lord is there, then obviously mind cannot go anywhere else. Like that mother who is constantly thinking about the child, and after a few years later, that was what? I don't want it. Why don't you eat? I'll feel like eating, I'm eating. I'm dum, dum, dum. So the mother knows after some time it's a spoiled brat like the father. So better now, please, when this little fellow, let me adore him. So where there is love, mind cannot go anywhere else. So that's why it is said, Kahina Saka Hisarata Sutide. Nobody, even Saraswati cannot speak because it's volumes and volumes of virtues. So what should be done in front of such Mahatmas? Pranam. Karavu pranam saprema subhani. So, okay, one would ask, when I do this kind of namaskar and with great amount of humility, what is that I get in return? We are always utilitarian, right? What will I get in return? That's our question always. It is said, Jadyadiyo harati. In Niti Shatakam, Bhatrahari beautifully writes this. Jadyadiyo harati. He removes the inertness of your intellect. Jadatva. Our intellect is so, constipated. With solid ideas, never ready to give up. Adamant, obstinate, holding on to some pet ideas. Never will come out of it. So that kind of inflexible intellect, they will make sure that it is flexible, amiable, and it is also ready to open up for new ideas. Jadyadiyo harati sinchati vachi makes your speech pure. Because what we hear is what we speak. And what we hear is what we think, and what we think is what we speak. Most of the time, if you look at the children also, when they are small, they will speak, oh, Swamiji, until he went to the school, he spoke my native language, mother tongue. Afterwards, what happens? when he goes to school, when he starts hearing other children, and then their whole personality, the way they speak, everything would change. So, in the Sangha of the sadhus, what we get is purity of speech. Vak tapas, it's called. There's purity of speech. And so, sinchati satyam manonnati. Mind become diverted towards what is satyam, what is true, what is real. So, jadyo diyo harati sinchati vachi satyam manonnati dashati papam apakaroti. Unnadim dishati. When the mind has become directed towards the right thing, slowly, slowly, the inherent nature of evilness becomes absent. Cheda prasadayati. Such Mahatmas are those in whose presence the mind has become calm and quiet and placid. Naturally, you don't need to do anything extra. Mind naturally settles down. Dikshu tanoti. So, and prasadaya chetachana dikshu tanoti. And also it is making the eyes vision clear. And kirtim satsangadi kataya kimna karoti pumsam. What cannot the satsanga can not do? So that is the reason why ajnana nashanam, making our speech pure, making our nature go up, remove all the evilness in us, make our mind pleasant, and making one known everywhere. Dikshuhu tanoti. Make our, dikshu means in different direction, kirtim dikshuhu tanoti. It makes our name, even as you associate yourself with the Mahatmas, your name will be known to everyone. Like we saw that Shiva carrying a crescent moon, a crooked moon. What the satsanga cannot do. So therefore, sadhu charita subha charita kapasu nirasa bisata gunamaya phalajasu jo sahi dukha parachitra durava bandhaniya jahi jagajasupava. Tulasidas ji here compares the charitra or charita of a sadhu to a cotton plant. Sadhu charita. The nature and the conduct of the sadhu is charita kapasu. Kapasu means a cotton plant. A cotton plant is that, obviously, it produces cotton flower, right? And this cotton flower is nirasa visada. Nirasa, it has no taste at all. It has a bud. It looks like probably a fruit. I have not seen it, those who know. So it is having no rasa at all, no taste. But it is bisada. Bisada means it is white in color, bright. Gunamaya. Gunamaya. Guna in Sanskrit means fiber. One meaning of guna is quality, another meaning is fiber. It's full of fibers. Gunamaya. Phala. That is the phala of the cotton plant. Now, interesting is the comparison with the Mahatmas. In the case of sadhus, their conduct also, it is like that. Sadhu charita, subha charita kabasu. Subha charitra. It's the most auspicious one which we can easily follow. Because the conduct of the Guru or a Mahatma is necessary for us to get inspired. That is why in the past, our ancient times, the boy or the girl, they are sent to the Gurukula Vasa. Gurukul becomes school now. Gurukula, staying in the family of the Guru, not with the parents. Moment, that's a Upanayanam, it is done. The very Upanayanam ceremony is the father taking the child towards the Guru. Upe Samipe Gurum Prati Nayanam. That's called Upanayanam. Nayanam means Nainane. Naina. So, in fact, in Telugu they say Naina, right, for my father. Naina means one who Nayati, one who leads. So, Naina also means eyes. Because eyes, if you want to go anywhere, what does the first thing you do? Look at where you are going. Right? These eyes are the one which gives you direction. This way you go. That's why eyes are also called Nayana. Ni Nayati, that which leads. So, Upanayanam is done as tradition for the father leading the boy or the girl to the Guru. Both boys and girls were there in the Gurukul. The different places maybe. So, having initiated into Vedic study, starting with Gayatri Mantra, and as the child has become initiated to that, child is sent. That's it. For next 10, 12 years, the child is not going back to home. Stays with the Guru. Why? Because the charita of the sadhu must be completely embedded in the personality. It should become a deep impression in the child's personality. Then only the child would have the correct way of behaving, doing things. And the Guru will be a disciplinarian only, not like parents. That's why first 5 years you take, give a lot of love and all. After 5, go to Gurukul. So, Guru Charita, Sadhu Charita Subha, Charita Kapasu. Subha means Sundara. So, that plant, cotton plant, how it has got the phala which is tasteless, at the same time bright, full of fibers. In the same way, comparing that, Sadhu Charitra is also like that. First of all is Nirasa. They have no attachment. Attachment in the sense that they do not feel, they do not possess anything. They always remain in the world, but not of the world, Gurudev would say. Be in the world, not of the world. Like that of a lotus plant, which remains in the water, but never gets drowned. This always floats, right? It never drowns. Why? Even if you push it down, it will come back. It has the fiber or the layer of some kind of oil substance which allows it to remain above and not just floating, above. So, nirasa here means where there is no real indulgence in the world. Nirasa. Visada. Visada means sinless, pure. Attitude is pure. The virtues are pure and also their knowledge is pure. So, Visada, Gunamaya. In the case of a cotton plant, it is full of fiber, that is Guna. Whereas here, Gunamaya means all the virtues, whether he is a Gunatita Purusha virtues, or a Jnani's virtues, or a Bhakta's virtues, all those various qualities. So, people ask, what is the difference between values and virtues? Values, what you appreciate, virtues, what you live. When we start what we value, when we start living what we value, it becomes our virtue. For example, do you want everybody to respect you, love you, or not? Do you want anybody to hate you? Please hate me. I just want you to hate me. Please disrespect me. See, what do we want from others? When we start living, that values become virtues. What we do is we value so long as others have it. Be compassionate, be loving. What about you? And how I won't change. See, if you seek love from others, you become the one. Like Be the world or be the change you would like to see. If you want the world around you to become loving, start from yourself. Why go to somebody else? If you want others to smile at you, what you should do? Frown. If others have to smile at you, start with you. Start practicing in front of the mirror first. At least it will respond immediately, right? Oh, it is frowning at me. So when you smile, the mirror will, reflection will smile at least one person in this world. When I smile, returns my smile. So think of the world as nothing but a mirror. When you smile, it will smile. When you frown, it will frown. So what values you want from others or what you value, may that be your practice, then it becomes virtues. So that is called guna. So here guna maya. So when we see the Mahatmas, they embody all the best virtues. That's why it is said, sadhu charita is like that of kapasu charita. Nirasa bishata guna maya falajasu. And somebody has beautifully put, falajasu means their results of their actions are of this kind also. What is their results of action? No attachment. Nirasa, bisada, gunamaya. For their actions do not affect them at all because of their egoless engagement in the action. Selflessness, when an action is done without any selfishness, it will never disturb you at all. Because our actions will continuously haunt us when we have constant expectation from what we do. Ye chahiye, wo chahiye. Continuously your mind is demanding, you continuously get disappointed only. So you smile, don't expect others to smile. Even if they don't, you don't care. I smile. Why? Because I am not expecting everybody to change. So that way one should proceed on. And that is why this example of the cotton plant is given. And few more ideas are there, I'll come to that. It is said that Paropakararaya sadam vibhutayah. This is the nature of the Mahatmas. Para upakaraya, at all times, satam vibhutayah. Satam, Satpurushanam, Vibhuti, the greatness of the Mahatmas are ever ready for helping others to become better. And unless they are already better, they cannot do that. If I am drowning, how will I help you? Tirtha, that is why it is beautifully said in Vivekchudamani. Tirna swayam bhima bhavarnavam janan ahetunanyan apitarayantah. Tirnaha, those who have crossed over the samsara. Swayam Maha-Arnavam. Maha-Arnavam, this entire ocean of samsara is a huge ocean. Tirna Swayam. Tirnaha, those who have crossed over. Tirna Swayam Bhima Bhavarnavam Janan Anyan Api. Even others, Dharayantah Ahetuna, without any cause, without any reason. Karanarahita, Kripa, without any cause. Because when we become compassionate or loving towards another person, we always have a reason. And only those who have crossed over the samsara can help others without any reason. Because they know. And a student approaches with saying that I am caught up in the whirlpool of the samsara. How will I come out of it? Ma Bhaishta Bhagavan. First thing they say, don't worry now. There is a way of coming out of it. It is not doomed you are. No, these Hindu scriptures never say you are doomed forever, never come out. You are cursed to be like this. Nice and you are all Amritasya Putraha. Children of the immortality you are. Always you can come out of wherever you are. Ahetuka daya sindhuhu bandhuranavatam sadam. They are always the friends towards all those who surrender to them. So this is the nature of the Mahatmas. And interesting thing is, what we use the cotton plant for? The cotton in it is taken. What do we do? What do they do? They beat the hell out of it. You hit in such a way that the fibers have to come out completely. I saw one place, one, I was passing by one place, and then outside a church, there was a note it was given. Come to our congregation. We get the hell out of you. Meaning, interesting, there is a pun in the word. You will not go to hell if you come to our congregation. The way they have written is, come to our church, we'll get the hell out of it. So the cotton plant, it is taken and it is beaten so that it will become soft and the fibers will be separated, and then these fibers are taken and again then some process of spinning that goes on. What do you call that? Carding they do, and then the spinning, and then the threading, and then the weaving. So how many such tortures it has to go through to become a cloth? So it is said in the second line is, Jo sahi dukha parachitra durava bandaniya jahi jagajas pava. When the cotton had gone through such an amount of intense process of beaten and being torn apart, woven and all that, Jo sahi dukha, bearing all those things, and then finally what does it do? Parachitra durava. Parachitra means the defects of a human body is covered. When we wear the clothes, is it not true? Our bodily misshapes are all covered by the beautiful clothes. Not all of us are like models. Sometimes front is too much, and sometimes back is too much. So accordingly the clothes are made. And the cloth, the cotton cloth, when we wear that, it covers all our defects. Parachitra, chitra here means, chidra in Sanskrit means two meaning. One is defect, another is whole. And in the philosophical meaning is all impurities, all defects, all erroneous behavior. So what these Mahatmas do, Mahatmas are also compared to this. What? They go through all the pains, all the austerities, all the various things that may trouble their mind, but because they seek the perfection, they go through the inherent tendencies that may take them to various kinds of indulgences, thoughts, and animalistic behavior. They are able to overcome that such that they become pure enough to take care and accommodate others and forgive others' mistakes. See, when we make mistake, first of all, we don't want anybody to know it. That is our nature. But we cannot keep on bottling it up in ourselves. Sometimes it becomes so frustrating. And so in the Christian tradition, etc., they have the confession to go there and speak about it and get the burden out of the heart. In our Hindu tradition, go to a guru or go to the altar of the Lord. pour out what your mind has got. And in the case of a person who has the love for the Bhagavan altar, of course, if you feel that Bhagavan is listening to you, you can pour out and the burden is removed. But we do not have that kind of a faith. We want a live person who can listen to our problems. And if we find someone who doesn't judge us, who doesn't look at with the judged mind, the judgment of the eyes, and the eye of judgment, eyes which are looking at you from the standpoint of your problems, or evaluating you, looking at you, I know what you are. When we are not ready to open up with such people. But Mahatmas are those who have, first of all, they have overcome their own impurities by forgiving themselves. There is nobody in this world who has not committed wrong things. There is nobody in this world who is completely perfect. If you are completely perfect, you will not be human. To err is human, to forgive is divine. To err is human, to commit again is devil. So, if you have forgiven your own mistakes and overcome that by not repeating them, understanding that this is done out of my own misunderstanding, earlier confusions, but now I am ready to overcome that, not to repeat that again. Even though the animalistic tendencies of our mind will drag us, pull us again and again and again towards the wrong things. See, the importance of going to places of pilgrimage, Tirtha, Yatra and all, is to mentally give up our, so long whatever sins I have committed, I have to find a way of overcoming that. So, when you go to a Tirtha Kshetra, you are actually confessing your problems, confessing your impurities, and taking a dip in the Ganga. Ganga jalalava kanika pita sukrita biyena murari samarcha. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, if you are able to even drink one drop of Ganga Jala, then there is no question of argument with Yama. But on the other hand, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Brada Paripalanam Atavadanam. Even as one does the Ganga Snan, etc. But if the mind is still impure, there is no real benefit out of such Tirtha. Tirtha Kshetra and Kshetratanam. So, just like the person who has gone to a Tirtha Kshetra, mentally given up all his impurities, confessing to the Lord and taking a holy dip and coming out saying that now onwards I would not be repeating these mistakes. Then such a person, perhaps if mind is strong to hold on to that vow, can become a transformed person. That is why it is said, later on he will talk about this, Sadhu Sangha is Prayag. Prayag means what? Prayag is where three holy rivers come in confluence. Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. In the same way, we'll see that later on, in the satsanga only, we will really know what's wrong with us. Until then, we don't know. We think that we are okay. That's why, Swamiji, I don't come. Only when you go to a doctor, you know exactly what the problem is, right? He says, okay, take a blood test and the urine test and this and that. And then you look at the numbers. Oh, you have got these problems. So, many people think that doctor is only doing for making more money. But the reports you can, it's not created by the doctor, it is created by your body. In the same way, when we go into the satsang of the Mahatmas, we come to know silently what's wrong with us. You don't need to tell. So when you have recognized what is that which makes you so restless and absence, so much of peacelessness, restlessness, you have to find a solution to that. So when you go to the Mahatmas and quietly ask, what is that which I have done which is causing this trouble? How to overcome this? Those Mahatmas would not judge you, will not brand you, will not categorize you. Yes, everyone has gone through these kind of, even I am no better. A Mahatma would say, I am no better. No Mahatma is born a Mahatma. Everybody is born. That's why it says, sadhu moolam na pruchet. Don't ask the source of the sadhu. Because everyone is born. Once Ramana Maharshi was asked this question, what was your mind before you got enlightened? He said, why do I talk about that foolishness? Everyone has gone through that. And since they have overcome that, Tirna Swayam Bhima Maharnavam Janan Ahetuna Nyan Apitarayanta. They have gone through the process of crossing over the waves and waves of inner disturbances. Overcome that. And thus they can really help us to come out of our problems. Jo sahi dukha para chitra durava. Just like the cotton plant which has gone through such an amount of beating and etc., finally it become a fine, beautiful, 100% cotton. Interesting thing is, when a cotton cloth is there, wrinkles are there, no? So when you wear, after some time, all the wrinkles. Then what do? You take the ironing, you do the ironing. See, the ironing, what does it do? What does it do? Wrinkles are there and it will slowly remove. It's not creating anything new. The heat of that will remove the imperfections. Right? Now they do the hair also. I want to do it. Nothing is there. Now, so the wrinkles are removed. In the same way, the impurities in our own mind must be overcome by the heat of the knowledge. The teacher, the guru gives that correct direction. This way you think, then your mind will not disturb you. This understanding you have, then you will see that your own impurities yourself will overcome that. Uddared atmana atmanam. Never you look down upon yourself. Na atmanam avasadayet. Make your own mind your friend. Atmaiva atmanaha bandhu. Until now it became what? It was there. Atmaiva ripura atmanaha. Your own mind was your enemy. Now make it as a friend. And only when you correct knowledge, you uplift yourself by yourself. So the Mahatmas are like that cotton cloth which covers all our defects without, making us feel bad. So, Jo sahi dukha para chitra durava. Therefore, bandaniya. Bandaniya means don't bind them. Vandaniya it is. They are worthy of worship. If you look at Bandha, then they are worthy of bondage. Worthy of bondage. So bas, because of ba, it should be understood. Bandaniya jahi jaga jasupava. They are worthy of worthy of all our adoration, because they have earned the fame in the entire world. What is the name or the fame that the entire world knows about them? Just like the cotton cloth is very renownedly known to cover the defects of the body, Mahatmas are known, they are ready to accept the mistakes of those who surrender to them and give them the right guidance. Therefore, they are bandhaniya. They are most adorable. And what are the various impurities that they have overcome? First one is not succumbing to the selfish demands and egoistic demands. This is the first thing that they have overcome. Anything that is for me, that has to be overcome first. What should be done at the particular situation, any situation that arises, what is the right thing to do, not what I would like to do. We ourselves, always we see what is that which I like to do, then what is to be done. If I ask you, morning, will you get up and then do the physical exercise so that your body is healthy? That's not what I like to do. But that's what you should do. Even for a healthy body, you should do that. For yourself only. Not anybody else you need to do. Would you eat the healthy food? No, Diwali, na, kuch bhi kata hu. Whom are you harming? So the demands of the ego, demands of the senses to be overcome. First one. Second is controlling the animalistic tendencies of this mind. Because our immediate past is animal only. Immediate past birth is only animal. We have come from there, so those tendencies are still there. If you want any example, look at your grandchildren. Janwar hai. They are supposed to be in the local forest only. Because they like killing and destroying. Possibly they were tiger or lion. So our animalistic tendencies are still there. It takes a lot of time to overcome that. The third one is ability to bear the discomforts of life. The vicissitudes of life definitely will bring certain amount of discomfort. It can be physical discomfort, or it can be emotional or psychological disturbances, behavior of others, attitudes of others, or the heat and cold and physical body ailments. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nikatyate. It is considered as one of the qualities. Titiksha means ability to bear. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam, of all the sorrows. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purvakam, without thinking about reacting to it. Chinta vilaparahitam, without worrying, without lamenting about it. Sa titiksha. So this titiksha they have mastered. There is no question of complaints about anything. Somebody asked me this question, Swamiji, we should have a complaint box in our ashram. I am telling you, it will be filled to the brim. And Swami, then what will you do? Take it and put it in the trash. Because there are people to complain about things. So we put suggestion box, same thing only. Yes, if it is a positive suggestion, yes, we will always take. But this will never end, because every one of us wants the maximum comfort wherever we go. Sarva dukkhanam sahanam. And then the fourth one is maintaining equanimity. Making sure that you do not discriminate people based upon caste, color, creed, gender, region, religion. Eyes of equanimity. That's why it is said Mahatmas are those who are Samadarshinaha. They are men of equanimity, equal vision, vision of equanimity. It is Bhagavad Gita beautifully puts in many, many places Bhagavan brings this. So that is a very, very difficult thing to practice, because we always, the mind goes discriminating against people based upon their color, creed, religion, region, form, name, skin color, all sort of various ways we can discriminate. Mahatmas are those who do not look at you from your physical level, even gender or culture. They look at you, who you are. Essentially, you are Paramatma, everyone. Why should I discriminate you based upon how you look, what you say, where you come from, what language you speak, what religion you belong? Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shunicheva swapake panditaha samadarshinaha. Fifth one is keeping the mind one-pointedly at the feet of the Lord. That again, the mind, by nature being disturbed, chanchal, to keep the mind again and again, bringing back again to the Lord's feet and making sure that I surrender myself at the feet of the Lord and take His grace and become a channel to distribute that grace to everyone. So that these are all the struggles, at the same time austerities the Mahatmas go through silently. So that's why it is said, Jo sahi dukkha para chitra durava. Bearing all that, making oneself perfect instrument of the Lord. Just like a cloth going through, a cotton going through so many different processes of heating and etc., but at the same time becoming a beautiful, fine cloth that we love to wear. That is nature of all the Mahatmas. So they are bandhaniya. They are worthy of very much worshipful. They are worthy of worship, and we should do, as it is said, pranama saprema subhani. We'll see more of it in the next session. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyid dukkhabad bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.